This segment is powered by The Gun Store. Want to shoot a real machine gun? Then visit The Gun Store at 2900 East Tropicana in Las Vegas. Dave Farra alongside Suga Rashad Evans at The Gun Store in Las Vegas. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Well,
I wish there were better circumstances.
I'm kind of doing good. Not bad, though.
Well, let's just break it down. What exactly happened?
I was in training practice doing some wrestling techniques. You just drilling. You know, one guy goes 100%, the other guy goes about 30%. But just taking him down, that guy down, letting him up. And I'm working with my partner and another group next to me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they just barreled straight into my leg, like full on. So
when that moment happened, what went through your head?
I knew it was over.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't gonna be able to fight. It just felt like when it happened, I felt the pop, and it was like pain I never felt before. And I never really get injured at all. You know, I know you never heard about me pulling out a fight or even getting hurt in practice. You know, and I usually have healthy camps, but I was like, no way. I mean, I can't believe this happened, and I just knew right away it was done. So,
what did he say to you, the guy that did it accidentally?
The guy who did it, I mean, he was very apologetic. You know, he was very sad about it, and you know, he just like, man, I'm sorry, man, I didn't mean it. You know, and I believed he didn't mean it. So it's whatever happens, you know.
Truth of the matter is, you took a long time off there. You know, you fought Rampage back in May of last year, and you waited for that title shot. I mean, in hindsight now, are you going, I wish I'd taken a fight in between there?
No, I'm still happy with my decision. You know, I think my decision was about more or less an opportunity to fight for the belt, you know, and you can get hurt anytime. You know, I could have gotten hurt training for another fight that wasn't for the title fight. So I don't fight just to fight. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I enjoy the process and stuff like that, and I enjoy the sport. But I'm not one of those people who fight to try to prove anything. You know, I've done that back in the day when I was in high school, a kid. You know, I'm a professional. I like to fight and I enjoy it, but I don't need to fight to prove how tough I am. I already know how tough I am.
Interesting last night. It was kind of a bombshell there at the UFC fight. You know, when Shogun comes into the cage and Jon Jones had just won, and they said, "Look, you're getting the title shot." As a friend of Jon Jones, how happy are you that he's going to be the one stepping in? I'm
ecstatic for it. I'm very happy for him. You know, I kind of figured that something like that might happen, so I was kind of like expecting it to happen. And I talked to Jones on Friday when I found out and everything. I was like, you know what, they might ask you to step up, and he was just like, I said, but I don't want you to worry about that right now. I want you to just focus on your fight right now. And he's just like, all right, cool. And I think it's great. I think it's, you know, he's worked hard. He works hard. You know, this is a kid who has amazing potential, you know, and amazing talent. You know, he's one of those dudes who go into the gym and is the first one there and the last to leave. You know, every single time I was in the gym training for a few weeks ago, Jones is always in the gym. It's like he has a bed in the corner of the gym or something. He just wakes up and trains and eats every once in a while. But the boy loves to train, and he's hungry for it.
I'm a little bit surprised early on. The first line has come out, and he's a favorite. He's almost a 2-1 favorite over Shogun.
He's going to smash him.
You think so?
There's no doubt in my mind he's going to smash him.
Well, with that in mind, you could potentially have to fight Jon Jones then once your knee heals up. What do you think about that prospect?
I'm not going to fight him.
You're not?
Nah, we fight enough in practice. Yeah, we fight enough in practice. Maybe you guys can bring some cameras into practice. And
I don't know, man. People be running into me and stuff.
I know, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to have some bumpers on you if you're going to be in my practice. But, I mean, you know what? You know, I always said it like, everybody's like, oh, you got to fight Jones, you got to fight Jones. And I told Jon, I was like, you know what, man, I enjoy it, you know, working with you as a teammate. And, you know, I think whatever's for you is going to be for you, and whatever's for me is going to be for me. And the way it shapes out, it's going to shape out. But if two people have it in their hearts and minds not to fight each other, something will happen, and it won't be. Something happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a really interesting spot that this puts you in then, because #1 contender, all of a sudden you get injured, Jon Jones steps in, you're saying that he's going to smash Shogun. Where does that leave you?
I don't know. I got to go and assess what I want to do. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things I can do. There's a lot of fights I can take. There's a lot of people I still want to beat up, so we'll see. We'll see.
And in the meantime, you can just roll that beneath the ESPN desk and continue doing the MMA Live.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I can just sit back and not get too fat, but just kind of, you know, train, rest my knee up, and do some other stuff for a while. Again,
one that popped into my head, of course, is a Rampage rematch. What do you think about that?
I'll fight Rampage right now. You know what?
Right now?
I actually
was
going to fight.
Bum knee? Huh? With the bum knee?
I almost fought him the other day.
What? What are you talking about?
I seen him in Access, right?
Uh-huh.
And I go up to him and give him his props for this win. You know, he beat Machida, I beat Machida. I was like, all right, good job, you know. And I said, but, you know, you kind of used a little bit of my strategy in that fight. What you talking about? And I said, well, I mean, you were taking him down a lot, and you said that I wrestled you a lot, so you said I was kind of weak for doing that, but then you go and do the same thing. Rashad, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, whatever. So we got into each other's face for a little bit, and then this fool had a nerve to hit me.
What do you mean he hit you?
He slapped me. And I
in the face?
Yeah. He said, man, get out of here. I was like, man, what? Then he slapped me. I was like, and I slapped him back, and then the bouncers came, and that was that.
Do you find that he's disrespectful when he's trying to be playful, and is unintentional or intentional?
Nah, I mean, he ain't a fool. He know what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people got different personalities, and he shouldn't be playing with me touching my face. If he thought he was playing, that wasn't cool.
Final question for you. How long is it going to be? Do we have any sort of outlook from the doctors?
You know, it could be anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks, you know, but the main thing is how I do my rehab and how much I stay off it and stuff like that. That's going to be the hardest thing is for me to stay off it because I was in shape. You know, I was in really good shape, and I've been training for since early January to fight. So I'm kind of like revving up the fight, and when you start getting so close to a fight, your mind starts changing and you start wanting to fight more and more. And I was at that point, and then I get injured, and you know, bad week, man. First to get poked in the eye that week, and then next day get taken out.
Well, here's to a speedy recovery, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm here at the gun store, and I'm ready to lock and load. They say what happens here stays here. So how about something you'll never forget?
This is the adult Disney World right here.
Like hitting up the shooting range just a few miles off the strip at the one and only gun store.
I've never shot a gun before, so...
This is going to be great. You're going to like learning to drive at the Indy 500.
Turns out, I'm a natural.
Oh, whoa! That is awesome!
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Machine guns, rifles, Glock, no weapon off limits.
This is probably one of the very few places in the world you can shoot one of these without having someone shoot back at you.
Never shot a gun before? No problem.
There's no license required by you. You just have to be big enough.
Perfect for bachelor or bachelorette parties. Lots of packages to choose from. There's even a VIP range.
We give refreshments. It's private. It's quiet.
Purchase your own at the gun store, or just stop by for a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Come right on down here. We'll put a gun in your hand. You can be on a range in 15, 20 minutes. No problem.
I love it.